Hey, Happy New Year. My name is Van Puchert, and you're listening to the 2022 edition, the first one of Finding Frequency. Wow, when did I do my last update? I think it was a couple of days after Christmas, walking in the snow, and snow has since been replaced by a very, very wet conditions. Yes, we are indeed in a bit of a rainy spell at the moment, and it looks like it's a little bit warmer, so the snow has disappeared, and now we are heading towards a little bit of cold at the weekend, which would potentially play into Martha and I's plans because we want to take a little bit of a break. Damn it, I'll be taking many breaks. But we want to take a little bit of a break at the end of the week before I start my new adventure to take Francie skiing. In fact, Francie did his first skiing trip this weekend as part of our New Year celebration. So what we did is we went off to Brodnica, where we have the Pink Palace, our little estate. I stayed behind at the house to do a few odds and ends, nearly killed myself. Man, am I not used to doing any physical labor anymore. So I stayed behind, and Marta took Francie to a small hill. There's actually something we were really excited about this because Brodnica is kind of in the middle of nowhere. And I might have mentioned that it's not really connected. That's the thing that's kind of a bit of a drawback to this estate that we are kind of preparing for ourselves, our forever home, is that we are not really connected to either Warsaw or Gdansk in the north. It's a bit of a schlep to get between the two cities, which is a problem. It's also a bit of a 2.5-hour drive to get to Brodnica. Now, the one thing that is beneficial is that in summertime, it's really close to the lake districts. There's beautiful lakes. There's so much to do there. It's like really an amazing space to be in. But we assumed that winter time would be less so. However, Marta discovered a small little ski slope just about 25 minutes outside Brodnica. Now, let me also be honest, it's not Austria here, folks, not Switzerland. It's like a little bit of a hill, nicely set up. Actually very, very nice for Francie to start learning skiing, which he did this weekend. It was part of our New Year celebrations. Well, a little subdued New Year celebrations with all the craziness going on. Marta and I and Francie went to Brodnica. I spent time doing a few bits and bobs around the house, and Marta took Francie out for his first ski trip. And it was so amazing to see little videos come back with Francie on his skis, starting to kind of get the hang of it. So as we head towards the end of the week, we celebrate Three Kings on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, the 6th. And then it's public holiday time in Poland again. And Marta and I are thinking about what we're going to be doing. So the idea of going to maybe Barcelona for a quick trip, or perhaps going back to Brodnica to kind of rekindle Francie's ski experience to get him more used to it is on the cards. For the most part, we're kind of slipping into kind of normal state of flow at the moment. Marta, I can hear her voice just on the other side of the wall, already thick in a meeting, working hard. I'm slowly but surely setting up my systems and testing audio stuff, getting myself ready for the new adventure coming my way next week. And I must say, I'm starting to feel a little bit nervous because with the relative freedom of doing whatever I want at any time, having a little bit more of a kind of honed in experience now, it's going to be interesting. Well, I mean, I think at the moment, the way I'm saying this, but I'm probably instilling this on myself. And this is what we usually do as human beings. We kind of assume things and kind of align ourselves with things that aren't real until we have confirmed them. So before I get too carried away, I'm going to kind of rely on my own style of things that I usually do, is like just go with the flow, figure things out, see how things are, and do my best. I mean, that's what I'm focusing on. But then also appreciating the next couple of days of just kind of doing things around the house, which I've done already. Sorted some things out earlier today in the garage because that nest is still a bit of a fire hazard. So I did a few odds and ends there, and then came back here to follow up with some administration. Marta and I are also really starting to gain more momentum with some of the refurbishing we want to do in our little Pink Palace. So that is also in itself quite exciting. Martha's really a genius when it comes to that. I don't know what I would have done without her. She's definitely got an eye and an knack for negotiation. So that is the other thing that's really important, because we have someone helping us with some of the designs and sharing some of the responsibility of that. So Martha's kind of overseeing that. And yeah, we're starting to see some really cool designs coming our way. And it's interesting because, of course, it's going to take a little bit of budget to get this done. But then also it's kind of the next step towards getting something in place where we can really go there. And it's starting to feel like it already, like go there and just hang out and just have a good time. Just be in a place that we really like. And I think as we stayed there in New Year's, it wasn't all easy fun and games. Francie was in a weird mood. I hurt myself a little bit working outside, so I wasn't really in a happy space myself as we headed into 2022. But I think the one thing I can say is just being there, spending time together, and then just absorbing the space we have there and the environment, the ambiance, if I may say that word, of being in that little home away from home is I got that. And I think that is the thing that we are investing in, the thing that we really want out of this. So yeah, it's still an ongoing project and something I'm really excited about and think about continuously. And I think that is what makes life interesting, right? You have to have this little thing on the side that kind of takes your attention off of all kinds of other things, because believe you me, and I'm sure you feel the same way, if you really sit down and you start thinking about, things that need to get done or things that you haven't done, it gets too much sometimes. And that being said, I also decided that I have a few things that I want to do for the new year that I want to try out and kind of change the way I do things, perhaps from next week when I slot into this new kind of the new reality, the new normal. But I haven't made any key kind of decisions about the new year. I tend to skip those because I don't really actually pay much attention to them or actually keep them. So I'd rather try and work on something and continue working on something throughout the year. So do you have any New Year's resolutions? Do you have anything like you lined up, something new you want to do? I know for a lot of my friends and colleagues, one of my friends starting off the new year now as a married man. I've got a friend publishing a book very soon. Someone is moving to a new country. Wow, so many adventures with friends around me, and I kind of live through them a little bit too, because in each of everything that they do, there's a little bit of kind of, yeah, I don't want to say jealousy because that is a kind of a bad word, but yeah, I envy some of the experiences that people are lining up. But then also I know that I have some extraordinary things coming my way, and I'm grateful for that. So, hey, here's to a new year, and I'm feeling positive about it. Let's go do this. Thanks for listening.